Padma, just as a way of brief introduction, you became a disciple of Paramhansa Yogananda through Swami Kriyananda at the age of 19. And now with your husband, Nayaswami Kriyananda, you co-lead the spiritual community in Seattle. Of course, I've been there at the beautiful Blue Lotus Temple and our residential community. Maybe if you feel you could share, how did you meet Swami Kriyananda and come onto the spiritual path at the age of 19? What happened?
What happened? I was going to the University of California in Berkeley, and an acquaintance there handed me Autobiography of a Yogi. And I read the book and fell in love with it. And then when I returned it to him, he said that a direct disciple was in the Sierra foothills trying to build a temple on a new retreat property, and that as a student you could go up there and do work exchange and stay there for free. So I wasn't much of a builder, but I went up there and did work exchange, and mostly worked in the kitchen feeding the builders. But I would go up on weekends often. And I was in the middle of school. One thing led to another. And I finally, this was 1970, and I moved there to Ananda village in the Sierra foothills in 1973. I was attracted to the qualities that I felt from Swami Kriyananda, the peace, the joy, the calmness. And I wanted that for myself. And I was already attracted to meditation for other reasons, a very tumultuous, environment growing up with my family. And I grew up in a country, we immigrated when I was 10, but I grew up in a country where if your emotions went really high, that meant you were actually experiencing something. So if you weren't like super expressive of your emotions, it meant you really weren't living. And it was so contrary to how I felt inside that I remember looking around me as a child and saying, I'm not going to end up like this. I need something else. And so when I met Swami, I met that something else. I met those qualities that I wanted for myself. And I was 19 when I met him. I was 22 when I moved to Ananda village.